All right, what's up? Welcome into the latest Browns Film Breakdown Film Room, where we are going to talk about Quinshon Judkins, the 36th pick in the NFL draft, a very dynamic running back and a fun study as well, looking at his tape and figuring out what the Browns preferred about him over some similar names in that spot, right? Trevion Henderson and some others that they decided to select him over. And I think it's easy to see where they get to the point that they believe in him, and I want to cover it all for you. So with Judkins, I think as we look at some of the measurables, what stands out is obviously the size with the athleticism, right? Close comparisons there to Marion Hampton and DJ Giddens, both in this class. Obviously, Rico Dowdle, who's found a nice role for himself in the league, and then Bijan Robinson down there as well. But that prototypical 6', 220 NFL size, really thick in the thighs, lower portion, powerful legs. And, you look at the vertical jump, 38.5, the broad jump up above 132. Those are some of the best percentiles in the running back group, period. And when you're above that 73% number, one of the few guys ever at 220 pounds to reach that data size, on top of a 40-yard dash under 4.5 and a strong 10-yard split, it's easy to see how he comes into the SEC, starts dominating as a freshman, over 1,400 yards at Ole Miss, and then continues that into his sophomore year, and then continues that over to his time with Ohio State last year. There's several impacts of the run game I think are important, strong. I want to talk about the pass game and talk about some of his pass blocking as well. But this is a very good football player, and one I think is going to thrive inside how the Browns run the football, their schematic structure, and then ultimately with Dylan Sampson splitting time in the backfield with him too is going to make a nice duo there. So let's get after this right now. Let's talk about the film of Quinshon Judkins. All right, so I want to go through some of his Ole Miss tape that I have. I want to go through some of his Ohio State tape that I have, but really what I want to do is try to pin down for you what has made him special at the college level and what we see translating to the NFL level. Look, the first thing is the vision stuff, I think, is by some people just completely wrong. I think he processes things, reads linebackers, sets up cuts, and is powerful through the point of attack right away. And the thing that stands out to me as I watch some of his tape, especially the Ole Miss stuff before Ohio State, because I was very familiar with Ohio State, as most of us are, but the Ole Miss stuff is equally and at times more impressive, is how hard he is to bring down by one player, right? Like, you're talking about this, we're getting a little split zone RPO, so we're going to get a kick out. We got 4 players reducing him at the point of attack, takes a hit at the hole, right? Bounces off that, continuing forward. 2 people hit him downfield 10 yards. It takes another 7 yards to get him to the ground. Again, a very popular thing in his film is how hard he is at the point of attack to get on the ground by one person. And he can take hits. He can bounce off of those hits. Here, obviously, a quick, decisive zone run where he gets caught up on an arm and then gets hit by 2 defenders, bounces off of those, creates 4 extra yards. Very popular. Contact balance is special, man. Again, shakes off one player, arm tackle attempt, gets hit from the left side, doesn't go down. 2 more players trying to get him down, still driving the feet, another additional 5 yards, right? Again, right? Little insert tight end trap here. We're going to, actually, this is more of a tight end ISO, climbing up vertical, right? Look at that. Again, vision, boom, read that cut, right? The 3 tech crosses the guard's face, got to put that right foot in the ground. You realize where the linebackers decided to make his play, left foot in the ground, vertical, shake off. 3 here is a relatively large fella, north of 300 pounds. Shake that off, take that hit, gain 7 more yards. Some more recent Ohio State stuff. You're going to meet a safety coming downhill to fill the box. Good luck. Good luck. Again, creating an additional 7 to 8 yards. And even reading these Ohio State stuff, which is more gap stuff he's going to see here. He's going to get that counter kick and lead through. Just again, you'll see this backside retech sneak through. Watch him, have a chance to get him in the backfield here and hold on to him, but you're just not getting him down. And it's creation of additional 2 or 3 yards on almost every piece of contact. And these are fun too. I want to give you guys a look at some of these traditional NFL runs that Ohio State has in. This is just, zone read. So we're coming back off of this. Misdirection in the backfield. Splitting off of it. Logging down. Burst. Power. Right? Finishing 3 yards through contact. Right? Again, because you have the speed to get outside, turn the corner on these. We're logging everybody inside. Getting a downhill safety. Can we meet it, press, turn the corner? Does it. It's easy. Right? Good look at it from the tight view. Can play with power, can play with speed, both of which are in full effect. Same run concept here. This little wide receiver lead. But hey, we're going to press this. Instead of every single time we run this and we're trying to log and turn inside, if we get flow, right, we're getting outside lead, be ready to put your foot in the ground and get back the opposite direction. It's got a feel for it, man. Look at that read there off the cut block there. Boom. Climb to the second level. I just think, again, he's got a real keen understanding for that. One cut, get where you need to go, vision out. This is freshman year. Again, freshman year against Alabama. Boom. Put that corner in a blender. Climb, next level athleticism. I'm not sure where he's been sold on some of these things, that he's not as athletic as some of his peers in the class. But, I mean, you guys tell me. It's on tape. It's on tape. He can make that one cut. He can make a second cut. Boom. Make somebody miss. No one's going to get you down with cheap tackles. There's just no cheap tackles on this guy. You really got to get him with a good hit. And then like, some of the missed tackle data is like, hey, he's either breaking tackle. He's not making people miss. And I'm not sure where that, not making people miss narrative comes from, because it's at both schools. Boom, dead leg. Make that linebacker grab air. This number 11 here, pretty popular player. Just went to the Giants in the draft, 3rd overall. Right here, how do we make a miss? Boom. Get that arm tackle, shrug it off, turn the corner. Right? This one is just really special. So this is obviously inside zone, and what he's doing is not really worried about 41. This is the quarterback's read, right? So that's a pull read for the quarterback or a give read. He's not worried about that. What he is worried about is this linebacker right here, and whether they can climb to him here or they can climb to him here, depending on what path that linebacker takes. Now, he cannot get to the hole because he can see, right? He has leverage right here. So I don't want to be quick here. So I do want to try to cut back. I've got eyes right here. I see where this block, the run fit, is playing inside, right? From this backside, I think he's a 3 tech. So I think there's a pathway here, pressing and then climbing. But what happened? The backside edge closes it down. So as he makes this cut, he doesn't just bury his head and try to maybe pick up a couple yards. Watch him make a jump cut over the feet of his player. So he knows this guard has his feet, as he's buried his man, jumps over, the jump cut is over those feet, doesn't go down as 2 players here and here get arms on him. Still on his feet, enough speed to turn the corner. I mean, that's just, this is the stuff where you're the Browns scouting the player and you're like, okay, we see the vision. We see it, right? And what he also has is this deadly stiff arm. And anybody in pursuit is at any moment susceptible to him burying you with that right arm stiff arm. Boom, get off me. That is in short yardage and in space, a weapon for him. Can do it with either arm, right? Watch this little downhill, zone read, boom, left arm. Poor 41 across 2 different seasons, just absolutely wearing it from him, right? Left arm, boom, create yards after the run, after contact. Little tackle loop here. turn it, stiff arm on 30, create a yard or two after contact, pin, pull, toss, sweep, 37, stiff arm again. It's everywhere. It's a part of who he is. Watch this cut off the backside edge. Boom. We got to get downhill right now. So you're going to see a cut off the left leg. Boom. Cut off the right leg to stay skinny. Stiff arm. Get off and create 15 yards after contact. And we know this one from the national championship game. That same split zone look. Bounce. Boom. Right arm. Stiff arm on the helmet. Put him in the ground. Finish through contact. We're in the end zone, touchdown. I mean, it's so easy to fall in love with the tape, man. Such a good read. We know we got to bounce this because the Mike linebacker's filling this. This is a dense front, a bare front, right? We know the box is loaded. He's going to have to create stiff arm, run through contact. Special football player, man. And then the long speed stuff comes into question. He had a couple really long runs this year. I think he gets unfairly scrutinized on these. I think there's enough long speed to break long touchdown runs at the NFL level. I do think he's going to get caught at times, but enough long speed, right? Press that. Same concept, right? That wind back press, boom, climb vertical. And look at the shoulder turn. Look at them get skinny right there. Not going to get a cheap hand on the shoulder. I mean, these are two ridiculously fast players for Notre Dame as well, and almost still outruns them despite changing direction. So I think the long speed gets questioned. I don't think it should. I think he's going to break plenty of long runs. He's certainly not going to be confused for Chris Johnson, but very fast in the open field, and that 4.48 I think shows up.